Technology, International University of Management, as well as NCRST, to come together to host this conference. The primary objectives of the Regional Universities Forum of Capacity Building in Agriculture, in short, RUFORUM, Second Triennial Conference, are to advance higher agricultural education and research ecosystems, foster innovation, as well as promote industrialization and economic development in Africa. These objectives align with Africa's broader development goals, particularly those outlined in the African Union's Agenda 2063 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, in short, SDGs, by focusing on improving agricultural productivity, ensuring food security, and creating sustainable and prosperous future for the continent. The conference also aims to bring together key stakeholders to discuss practical solutions for integrating universities into national development plans. Like in Namibia, it is what you call the NDPs, as well as driving agricultural innovation, and then as well lastly to equip the next generation of African leaders with the necessary skills and knowledge.
So the theme for this year's conference emphasizes on the need for action in operationalizing higher agricultural education and research ecosystems. Could you explain exactly what this means in practical terms?
Yeah, definitely. I can put that forward. What comes from the theme is operationalizing higher agricultural education and research ecosystems means translating academic research and education into tangible action that directly impact Africa's agricultural sector and broader economic development. Well, in practical terms, this involves creating strong linkages between universities, research institutions, and the private sector to foster and improve innovation and entrepreneurship. It also means ensuring that the research conducted in universities is relevant to the needs of local communities and industries, and that our graduates from our universities are equipped with the skills necessary to drive agricultural productivity and economic growth. And this is so much evidence in the exhibition happening on the sideline of the conference at the Milca Hotel. Maybe lastly, I can also just share to say the conference will focus on how to effectively mobilize resources, build partnerships, and implement policies that bridge the gap between academia and practical demands of agriculture and the industry.
All right. So Africa's youth population is growing rapidly and job creation is a significant challenge. How will this conference address the issue of employment for young people, particularly in agriculture and related industries?
Yeah, no, I think that's a very, very pertinent question indeed. The conference recognizes the critical role of youth in Africa's future and the pressing need to create meaningful employment opportunities, particularly in agriculture and the related industries around agriculture. The conference will address this by focusing on skilling and reskilling young people to meet the demands of the 21st century job market. And I just want to repeat the part of reskilling and reskilling young people to meet these demands for the new 21st century job market. Discussions will explore innovative approaches to education that link vocational training with university education, as well as improving entrepreneurship or fostering entrepreneurship, as well as promoting agricultural value chains that can absorb young workers. By engaging with policymakers, industry leaders, and educators, the conference also aims to develop actionable strategies that can be implemented to create jobs, support young entrepreneurs, and ensure that Africa's youth are at the forefront of the continent's economic transformation.
Right, so the conference will also feature scientific sessions and policy dialogues. Can you also share some of the key topics that will be discussed and how these might influence policy and practice in Africa?
Yeah, absolutely. The conference is running for 5 days. It started yesterday, the 12th of August, and until the 16th of August, this coming Friday this week. So it's running for 5 days. But perhaps I can share with your listeners perhaps four of those key topics. One of them is that the conference will cover a range of critical topics through scientific sessions and policy dialogues. So perhaps I can share the following four to say agriculture, innovation, and food security is one of the things that highly features in our program. This discussion will focus on leveraging research to increase agricultural productivity, address food security, and promote sustainable farming practices. Secondly, the conference also look at human capital development, rebalancing the human resource pyramid to meet Africa's development needs, with a focus on ensuring that universities produce graduates equipped with the skills which I mentioned earlier, relevant to the continent's challenges. Thirdly, entrepreneurship and job creation. Exploring that means looking into ways to foster and promote entrepreneurship, particularly among the youth, and creating a value chain that enhance employment in agriculture and related sectors. And I can give you an example. Yesterday already, there was an example from students who are doing their research at master's level from the University of Free State, and they give a presentation in the hall, and everybody in the hall was just like, what is holding you back from putting this into production? They shared their challenges, and then they were given guidance on how to go around these challenges. So and this is one of the aims of the conference. And perhaps lastly, partnerships for development. That is what this means is building strategic partnership between universities, governments, and private sector to drive innovation and growth. These discussions are expected to influence policy by providing evidence-based recommendation to African governments and development partners on how to integrate higher education and research into national development strategies, with ultimate goals of improving and promoting sustainable economic growth and development across the whole continent of Africa.
Well, Namibia is hosting this major event, and earlier on you mentioned various partners, but what role do the local universities like UNAM and IUM play in advancing the conference objectives, and what would you say are the benefits that Namibia might gain from hosting such a significant gathering?
That's true. I think we find so much synergy in working together as Namibian universities. That is the University of Namibia, the National University of Management, as well as NUST, which stands for Namibian University of Science and Technology. These local universities, they play a crucial role in advancing the objective of RUFORUM as a body. And these institutions also are actively involved in organizing and leading the discussions on how higher education can contribute to national and regional development goals, especially here in Namibia and in the region, as well as on the continent, even globally. These three universities individually and respectively contribute to all these goals in their respective right. And by hosting this conference, Namibia has the opportunity to showcase its commitment to education and agriculture innovation, attracting international collaboration because they are now on our home turf, they are on our home ground, and we can discuss with them literally here and position ourselves as a leader in addressing continent challenges. Well, Namibia stands to gain several benefits from hosting the conference, which can include improving international visibility. Namibia will be highlighted at this conference as a hub of educational excellence, and beyond that, attracting potential investments and partnership. Maybe I can also share to say this can help with capacity building locally in Namibia. The conference will provide opportunities for local academics, students, and professionals to engage with global experts, fostering knowledge exchange and skills development. Perhaps lastly, just to say, this also has an economic impact, well, when you are hosting over 1,000 delegates from around the world, will have a positive economic impact on local economy, particularly in the hospitality and tourism sectors.